Good morning. This is Ruth Medd, the Executive Chair of Women on Boards. How are you all? This is my two-weekly vacancy review where I look at the postings on the WOB website and pick some themes that might be helpful to you in your board career. So the theme for today is search firms and the vacancies that they post. WOB gets a lot of support from search firms, headhunters if you want to call them that, who post vacancies on our website when they're looking for board roles. So I thought this is a good opportunity to focus some of those or showcase some of those. And also quite a number of these search firms, headhunters, have been part of our Meet the Headhunters series. And the next one of that is coming up toward the end of September. So take the opportunity to come and listen to a couple of headhunters if that suits your purpose. So, okay, I've got about half a dozen interesting board vacancies posted by headhunters. The first is 27322, the Grok Academy. This comes via the organisation People for Purpose, where the CEO of that business is Rachel McClellan, who's very, very passionate about not-for-profit enterprises and is a good WOB supporter. She's been on Meet the Headhunters, and on this occasion, she's looking for some directors for the Grok Academy. The Grok Academy is dedicated to educating all learners in transformative computing skills. An interesting and worthy initiative. Some of you may have sons, daughters, granddaughters, etc., who've participated in some of these activities. It pays expenses, and they're looking for a classic set of governance skills: budgeting, regulation, risk management, and business development. So if that pushes your button, that's a national vacancy. Have a look at that one. Second up, 27318, Racing SA. Closes on the 12th of August and is a paid role. This comes from Andrew Reid at Hender Consulting in Adelaide, and they're looking for governance and business development. Now, not all of us are interested in horse racing or other forms of four-legged animals running around tracks, but there are quite a number of vacancies in this area, and I know some WOB members are keen on this sort of industry sector, and quite often they're looking for people with good governance skills. So if you've got any qualms about, the treatment of greyhounds, etc., think about how you can offer your governance and ethics type skills to improving sectors that perhaps are less worthy in some eyes than others. Okay, next up, 27309 is the National Standards Advisory Committee. Closes on the 31st of August and is paid. This comes from Dilys Bertelsen at Neumann Group. Dilys is a very active participant on our jobs board, and her representative attended our lunch in Brisbane just recently. So on this occasion, the National Standards Advisory Committee is to do with organic and biodynamic produce. So that's what they're developing standards for. I suggest you have a read to find out what that's all about. They're looking for C-suite experience, governance, and an understanding of agriculture and farming. So have a look at that one. Closes on the 31st of August. Next up, we've got a couple of animal type postings. 27288, Wildlife Health Australia. Closes on the 22nd of August and is a paid role. This comes from Tracy Carnivale Recruitment. Now, Tracy is another sort of agri-specialist recruitment agency. And this is in addition to the classic one that's been in our marketplace for a very long time, Rimfire Resources. So in this case, Wildlife Health Australia is the peak coordinating body for wildlife health in Australia. And they are looking for business acumen, communication skills, governance skills, an understanding of agriculture and farming, and also strategic skills. So that's Tracy Carnivale Recruitment. And the second one from Tracy is 27166, which sounds a bit similar, but is rather different. Animal Health Australia. This is also a paid role, closes on the 15th of August. And this is an organisation that brings together government and industry to deliver animal health and biosecurity. So more of a standards making regulatory type body. And they're looking for commerce and economics skills, financial oversight skills, governance, once again, an understanding of agriculture and farming, and strategy. So that's 2 from Tracy. Next up, 27248, which is something called the Neumann Group of Companies in Queensland. Closes on the 9th of August, so you need to be a bit quick with this one. And it's a paid role. This is posted by Vanessa Jolly at Directors Australia. Vanessa has been on our Meet the Headhunters. She's a very good supporter of WOB, and she also was at the lunch in Brisbane last week that I attended. The Neumann Group of Companies seems to be various. It does lots of things. It's got businesses in reinforcing steel, dredging, sand and soil products, and property development. And they're looking for someone to chair their committee. So they want governance and meeting skills. It sounds to me like it's a family company, perhaps, that wants to get some more expertise into their meeting management, etc., etc. So Neumann Group of Companies, 27248. So that's 6 postings from Headhunters. There are more than that on the jobs board when I last looked, but 6 is enough for this session to whet your appetite. And I'll just mention before I finish, there are other people who regularly post on our website. And for example, there's 27302, which is a posting from John Braddock, who works at Racing New South Wales. He's an absolutely regular poster. If you're interested in 4-legged racing type activities, why not give him a ring? He'd be delighted to have a chat, I'm sure. On this occasion, he's put up the Greyhound Welfare and Integrity Commission, which closes on the 14th of August, and this is a paid role. The Greyhound Welfare and Integrity Commission, as you might expect, is the independent regulator of greyhound racing in New South Wales. And they're looking for classic governance skills, business acumen, corporate relations, governance, law, and public administration. So there you go. That's somebody else that posts regularly. But if you keep an eye on the WOB website, you'll see regular posters and regular vacancies that repeat in the cycle when they're looking for directors. So once again, my tip for this week, it's a busy time for board recruitment. And something that Vanessa Jolly said to me at the lunch in Melbourne last week, a good way to keep on side with headhunters is send them a friendly email and say, thank you for your insights. Thank you for considering me, etc. When you deal with headhunters. So that's all for now. Have a great couple of weeks, and please do go and look at some of those vacancies on the WOB website.